An Insignificant Dream. A short story. This story is written by Mr. Deepak Satya. Declaration. It is an English translation of the original Hindi story titled Adna Sawab. The translation was done with the help of MS Word, Google Translator, and Grammarly.com. Thank you guys. Apology. There may be some grammatical mistakes in this book. I have tried hard not to make any mistakes, but mistakes may have been made. There are two reasons behind this. First, I am not good at grammar, and secondly, human errors are always possible. So I request you to focus on feelings and sentiments, not words. It is possible that many things written in it may not be liked by you, or the content may hurt your feelings. For that, I apologize to you in advance, and request that before any reaction you try to read and understand this book completely. Half or incomplete information only causes problems. If you read and understand this book completely, only then you will realize my clear intentions automatically, and that won't hurt your feelings. The story. An Insignificant Dream. Everybody was laughing. They had never heard such a strange thing before. It sounds very childish when someone says, "I want to sleep on a moonlit night in such a way that I never have to wake up again. This is my only dream." Everyone was laughing uncontrollably, but Salim was not able to laugh. He was serious, very serious. His seriousness can be gauged from the fact that after telling this in the staff meeting, he immediately reached the world of dreams. I must say that this is not a bad dream. He has seen a very reasonable dream according to his status. A dream that fits in his budget, said the operational manager. It was clear from his words that he wanted to remind his peon that he was only a poor peon with no class. The gathering full of sycophants laughed loudly on hearing the words of their operational manager. Salim went back sadly. His smile also vanished, and so did Josephine's laughter. She did not like this statement of his arrogant manager at all. Her turn was next to tell the dream. She had tried his best but could not stop her emotions. "I want to start my own business. I want to build an office where no one can disrespect anyone," Josephine said. Words like wow, good, and great almost came out of the public's mouth because Josephine was directly pointing towards her operational manager. The same arrogant operational manager with whom no one dared to mess. In fact, even Josephine herself had never dared to do such a thing before today. Nobody knows how she lost her temper that day. The manager got irritated. He immediately got up and went out. As momentarily as he left, some people gestured to Josephine to call her super. The manager was a true Indian. In a country where even a mere peon cannot be controlled, how could an employee be happy by messing directly with her lousy operational manager? The operational manager, while showing off his power, showed Josephine her low status. Within just 2 days, the order to sack Josephine from the company came from the head office. According to the company rules, she had only 15 days left in the company. To keep the staff in order, the manager himself told everyone about this. On coming to know about this, a Brahmin friend of Josephine took some of her details and asked her Jyotishi astrologer, why did this girl suddenly lose her job? The Jyotishi prepared her Janam Kundali horoscope, according to Josephine's details, after studying which he said, a planet named Shani has arrived in the Janam Kundali of this girl, due to which troubles have started coming in her life which will keep coming for the next 7.5 years. Christian Josephine used to laugh at her Brahmin friend every time she called her backward. She wanted to laugh this time too, but due to this big trouble in her life she could not laugh. However, she did say that she neither believes in Bharatiya Jyotish, Indian astrology, nor foreign astrology. On the other hand, Salim started crying after hearing the news of Josephine being fired. Till now he had not been able to say thank you to Josephine, but today he mustered up the courage and said sorry. Josephine was in a bad mood, so she did not give him any reply. 2 days later, Salim mustered up the courage and gave her a slip of paper along with tea. He had written, "Your dream is wonderful. It will definitely be fulfilled. Just leave your sadness and start trying." When Josephine read the message, she laughed at her ordinary peon. "Your life has come so far that even peons are motivating you." She said these words to herself. Josephine did not know two things at that time. Firstly, Salim was not motivating her. He had read somewhere that motivation and inspiration sound similar, but their meanings are completely different. Motivation and inspiration are taken to mean to encourage, which in itself is a big scam. The real meaning of motivation is to forcefully motivate, and the real meaning of inspiration is to encourage and inspire. Obviously, no one tells this real meaning, so this is a big scam. Satan motivates humans through his messengers and makes them do those things that the conscience of humans does not allow them to do. These are such unnecessary tasks that humans do not feel like doing at all, so they avoid doing those tasks by making all kinds of excuses. Satan motivates humans through his messengers and forces them to do those unnecessary tasks, which are actually important for Satan. It becomes clear here that the direct meaning of motivation is to force. Mother Nature, by sending her messengers, inspires humans to do those tasks, which are indicated to be done by the conscience of the humans themselves. Those are such important tasks that humans really want to do, but for some reason they are unable to muster the courage to do those tasks. Mother Nature, by inspiring humans through her messengers, encourages them to do those important tasks, which are actually important for humans. It becomes clear here that the direct meaning of inspiration is to give encouragement. Salim, who understood the difference between motivation and inspiration, did not try to inspire or motivate Josephine that day. He was only performing his duty towards humanity. The same duty that Josephine had performed for him in the staff meeting 2 days ago. He was just encouraging her. Josephine did not know that Salim, standing at a distance, was completely focused on her. Therefore, when something came out of the mouth of the sad Josephine, Salim heard it clearly. Surrounded by her sorrows, Josephine did not know that what came out of her mouth sounded exactly like the words of the manager. The words of the noble Josephine did not mean at all what they seemed to mean. Unaware of this, Salim left the place dejectedly. Salim felt the same thing that all poor and less educated people feel. He felt that Josephine also considered herself superior, and him inferior. You should have spoken within your limits. You should have at least thought about how highly educated Madame Josephine is. By evening, Salim had said this to himself at least 5 times. Like most peons, Salim left for home when all the employees had left. He walked towards his bicycle parked in the parking lot, and saw that Josephine was waiting for him while smoking a cigarette. "Thanks a lot, Salim. At least you gave me a positive response. Others think that I am an ass," said Josephine sadly. "Madam, don't pay attention to what others say. Everyone is concerned about themselves. Whether someone takes a stand for us or not, we will have to. This is our life, madam. We will have to make it better. Other people will just watch the show." Suddenly these words came out of Salim's mouth. He immediately realized that he had repeated his morning's act in an emotional state. That almost illiterate peon had again tried to teach the highly literate senior sales executive Madame Josephine. Realizing his mistake, Salim bowed his head and left with his bicycle. Josephine liked his words but found his manner rude. She too left for her home in her car. Halfway through the journey, Salim kept cursing himself for his talkativeness. For the remaining half of the journey, other kinds of thoughts started coming to his mind. I had already said so much. It would have been better if I had asked Madame Josephine to give up smoking too. I should have explained to her that enamored, impotent people smoke cigarettes in the name of tension. But Josephine, madam, is not a marred man anyway. Still, I should have explained to her. Yes, I should have told her how educated she is, that she cannot read that cigarettes are injurious to health on cigarette packets. I should have told her. Yes, I should have told her. It is her choice whether to believe it or not. It is her last life, but I should have told her. Days passed by, but there was no conversation between Josephine and Salim. Salim kept doing his work, and Josephine kept trying to compose herself. In this way, her last day in that office also came. She said goodbye to some people, and went to Salim while leaving the office. Nothing happens just by talking. If you want to fulfill your dreams, you have to do something, Josephine said. Hearing her, Salim laughed. Josephine felt very strange. But she neither asked anything nor did Salim tell the reason for his laughter. She quietly walked out of the office. Seeing her go, Salim prayed that all her noble dreams come true. Josephine also had to fulfill her dream, but she knew the truth. She herself had said that dreams are not fulfilled just by talking. But to start her business, she had to talk to many people. She made a presentation for her business idea, and smoked 10 cigarettes before giving the presentation to her own father. It was obvious that she was very nervous. Her father listened to the presentation in a very professional manner, and found many flaws in it. Josephine's mood got spoiled, and to fix that she smoked 5 cigarettes. From the next day itself, she started making new presentations. She kept making the presentation, and her father kept finding faults in it. After 2 months, she finally made the presentation in which her father could not find any fault. Then he said what every new entrepreneur has to hear. Your presentation is excellent, but we cannot invest in your business because you do not have experience. Every new entrepreneur has to hear this. Those poor fellows have been saying for centuries that if I do not get a chance to start, then how will I get experience? New entrepreneurs are right in their place, but they forget the basic principle of the market. They forget that any person invests only for profit. There is no such person who can bear the loss himself and give you the experience that is necessary to become a successful entrepreneur. Many times it happens when cunning people take investments from rich people through their words and run away. This is also an important reason why no one invests in the new business idea of a new entrepreneur. The bottom line is that every new entrepreneur has to fight his battle alone. Josephine was also doing the same. At least she had the support of cigarettes in her battle. She used to smoke cigarettes before going to every office to gather courage, and after leaving every office, she used to smoke cigarettes to forget her sorrow. Like millions of fools in the corporate world, cigarettes which caused slow death seemed to be Josephine's best friend. Her father was the manager of a private bank. If he wanted, he could have arranged a loan for her in 15 days, but he wanted to see whether for Josephine her company was her aspiration or passion. If we say the same thing in the language of dreams, then we will say that everyone dreams with open eyes. After seeing those dreams, everyone fixes their mood and goes to sleep. Therefore, those dreams have no value. The value is only of that dream which does not let you sleep. Josephine's father wanted to see what his daughter could do other than finish cigarette packets in quick succession. After a few days, what he had feared happened. Josephine's enthusiasm was dashed, and she could not become anything other than a chain smoker. It was obvious that Josephine's giving up status made her a part of the crowd of millions of people who dream with their eyes open, but those dreams are not their passion. A year passed. Josephine did not take up a job in any new office. She also gained weight. Her family was happy only because she had not started taking drugs, although she had become a chain smoker. 5 years ago, after completing her MBA, Josephine had done an internship in an office where she had seen the stars of the office smoking cigarettes in style. There, both men and women smoked together. Though she had seen the heroes smoking cigarettes in films many times, she could not associate herself with them like boys. Hence, films could not make her addicted to cigarettes like boys. But when she saw women in high positions in the corporate world smoking cigarettes in style, she thought, I can do this. Copying the style of businesswomen, she started smoking cigarettes during lunch break, which slowly became her habit. Be it happiness or sadness, she needed cigarettes in every situation. 6 more months passed. Her family members started saying the same things to her that most parents in the whole world say to their children. You are 28 years old now, it's time to get married. Till a few years back, Josephine used to say to her family members, don't disturb me, I want to make a career. But now she could not say this, because she was unemployed for 1.5 years, and she had not even tried to get a job anywhere. Whatever you think is right. While giving this answer, Josephine for some reason felt like crying. She had been a loser for 1.5 years, but today for the first time she had accepted this fact without saying anything. That day she messaged her Brahmin friend, and told her that what she had said was correct. Josephine's Brahmin friend had shown Josephine's Janam Kundali to many Jyotishi other than her own Jyotishi. Everyone had said that it was Shani's Sadasati. Everyone had said that no trick can end the effect of Shani. Immediately after saying this, everyone suggested some remedies, and said, if you follow the remedies suggested by me, then the effect of Shani can definitely be reduced a little. After this, every Jyotishi started suggesting different types of remedies, which Josephine's Brahmin friend never approved. She believed in the movement of planets, but she was not sure that the ring worn on the hand could slow down the movement of a huge planet. After reading her dear friend's message that night, the Brahmin girl understood that Josephine had completely accepted defeat. She could do nothing except express regret. After a while, she wished Josephine best of luck for her marriage. Everyone except her father was happy, and the search for a gentleman for Josephine began. She was also trained in kitchen work. Efforts were also made to get her rid of the habit of smoking. She did not smoke in front of everyone, but in private she used to smoke more than required. It was as if she was completing her daily quota. After that, the process of meeting the boys began. One after the other, 5 boys rejected her. The same Josephine who seemed like an angel to her family, the same Josephine appeared to be average-looking, overweight, non-confident, and negative to the boys outside. After every rejection, a part of Josephine was happy, and the other part called her a greater loser. One night, after getting one such rejection, when she was returning, her car said that it would not go even a meter ahead without petrol. Josephine laughed at herself and started walking to get petrol. After half a kilometer, the petrol pump came. She borrowed a 2-liter plastic bottle of cold drink from a nearby mechanic and went to get petrol. Madam, we don't give petrol in bottles, replied the first employee, citing their strict policy, and the rest too repeated the same. When the matter did not work out even after pleading for 10 minutes, Josephine put a 1,000 rupee note in the hand of an employee and said, give me 2 liters of petrol and keep the 100 rupees. On hearing this, the employee was doubly upset. He felt bad that he was being considered a bribe taker. Apart from this, he was angry on seeing the 1,000 rupee note. He had a lot of 1,000 rupee notes that day, but no 100 rupee notes. He expressed his displeasure on both counts and went away. After a while, a younger employee came to Josephine and said, bring 50 rupees from there, I will do something. Saying this, he took the bottle and went away. Getting relieved by the young employee's words, Josephine went towards the wall where the young employee had pointed. She looked at the other side of the wall, and saw that there was a small tea shop there. When she looked carefully, she saw that Salim was making tea there. She was shocked and also happy to see Salim. She saw that Salim was continuously making tea, filling tea in small glass cups, giving some food to eat along with tea to the customers, and also doing the transaction of money. He was doing all this at such a speed that Josephine felt that he had become a robot. Josephine went to him and showing a 1,000 rupee note towards him said, Bhaiya, brother, please give me the change. Salim took the note without looking at her, and checked his tiny vault. In just 10 seconds, he came to know that he did not have the change of 1,000 rupees. I don't have it, please check at the taxi stand. Saying this, Salim handed the note back to Josephine and then he saw her face. Hey madam, how are you? Salim asked happily, and immediately got busy with his work. Have they fired you too? Josephine asked. Hey madam, please say good things to me. I do come here after office. You tell me how much money you need. Salim said, while working continuously without looking at Josephine. I have to fill petrol. I don't have change for 1,000 rupees, Josephine replied. Yes, today everyone is bringing only 1,000 to 500 rupees. Saying this, Salim took out 200 rupee notes and 250 rupee notes from his cash box and gave them to Josephine. Threw this to the face of that ratty and get petrol filled. You can return me any time while visiting nearby. Saying this, Salim saluted her, took down the tea from the stove, and started pouring it into small glass cups. Saying thank you, Josephine left, but after going a little further, she watched Salim for 10 minutes. He was continuously working like a machine and also talking to his customers. The time when he was working at that small tea stall was called peak hour. In that busy market, many people used to come there for tea between 7 and 10 in the evening. Josephine gave 50 rupees to the young employee. He gave her petrol in return. She filled petrol in the car and then drove to the same petrol pump and filled petrol worth 1,000 rupees. Before returning home, she looked at Salim again for a few minutes. He was still busy with his work. Even after returning home, she could not forget Salim. Many things were going on in her mind. Just as every Indian is a born judge, Josephine was also a judge. She had judged Salim in many ways. 2 days later, she went to meet Salim at a time when it was not peak hour. That is, she went to Salim at 10:30 in the night. At that time there was not much crowd at his tea stall. 3 to 4 people were talking to each other while drinking tea. Salim was doing accounts with a person. Listening to their conversation, Josephine understood that Salim would go home after 12 o'clock. Oh, you at this time? Salim said as shortly as he saw Josephine. I had gone to watch a movie with the family. The film was bad, so I thought I should try your tea. Josephine replied. Salim signaled her for a minute and immediately started making tea. At the same time, he kept on matching his accounts with the man with whom he was already talking. As shortly as the accounts were over, the man gave Salim 550 rupees. Seeing this, Josephine remembered her debt. She also returned 300 rupees to Salim. Hey Salu Bhai, today it is raining money. What will you do with so much money? Said a young boy who was sitting in mechanic's clothes and drinking tea. For a long time my eyes were on the Taj Mahal. I am thinking of buying it this time. When Salim replied, everyone laughed. They think that I am very rich, and on the other hand one of my friends says that I am going through sati. When Salim said this, Josephine smiled. She started thinking that she was also going through sati. Then the people sitting there started showing off their knowledge of sati. They were repeating the same things that the pundits and Jyotishi had told them. After a while, Salim gave tea to Josephine in the cup that he kept separately for his elite customers. Josephine became happy after taking the first sip of tea. At the same time, a 40-year-old man working at the petrol pump came, to whom everyone including Salim greeted, Namaskar Pandit Ji. Before Josephine could praise Salim's tea, a person sitting there asked the Pandit Ji about Shani Sadasati. I was born in a Brahmin family, but I do not believe in superstitions. I say the same thing to you people too. Stop being fooled by the pundits and Jyotishi and start questioning them. When they tell you that offering oil in the Shani temple on Saturday calms down the wrath of Shani, and then ask them where Shanidev disappears on the rest of the days of the week? Pandit Ji said, and everyone laughed. Salim gave him tea and Pandit Ji immediately sipped the hot tea. Apart from his unique knowledge, Pandit Ji was also famous for drinking hot tea very fast. He used to do everything at great speed. Then ask them if offering a small bag of oil at Shani Mandir every Saturday for several months works out. Should I offer 10 liters of oil on a single Saturday? So that the work that was going to be done in a few months gets done in a single day. Pandit Ji spoke again, and everyone laughed again. This time Josephine also laughed. She found Pundit Ji's words as well as his style of drinking tea unique. Meanwhile, Pundit Ji drank 2 sips of hot tea again quickly. "So is this entire lie?" Josephine asked. "Oh, madam, neither is anything a lie nor is anything true. The only thing is whether people use their brains or not. I have been using my brain for years, so I know the truth. These people just keep blabbering about hearsay." Saying this, Pundit Ji drank tea again. "But what you said about me did not prove to be true. You said that the person in whose Kundali Shani appears, that person gets the purpose of his life. But I am still making tea for you," Salim said. "Son, first of all, you have not given me dakshina fees, so you cannot question me. It is wrong to expect accountability from me without paying. Hey people, you should question those pundits, Malvas, Babas and Jyotishi to whom you give dakshina, at whose feet you keep falling but you do not question them. Fellows, the people to whom you pay are the ones who are accountable." "Madam, what do you say?" Pundit Ji scolded Salim and made everyone listen to him. Everyone immediately agreed. Salim became embarrassed, which Josephine did not like. On the other hand, Pundit Ji took the last sip, and after giving money to Salim, started leaving. "But your words must also have some value because you speak only after doing research," Josephine said automatically. Pundit Ji was shocked to hear Josephine's words. He felt that he was talking to a logical person. "Madam Ji, in Salim's Janam Kundali only the Sadasati of Shani is going on, which lasts only for 7.5 years, but in my Janam Kundali the Mahadasha of Shani is going on, which lasts for 22 years. The rest of the Jyotishi scare you with the name of Shani, whereas the truth is that when the Dasha of Shani comes, a person leaves those works which he does not like to do. When the Dasha of Shani comes, if a person starts doing the work of his choice, then he gets success very quickly. That means if both of us try, then we can find the real purpose of our life and we can also be successful. But I am stuck at the petrol pump and he is in this shop, so does this prove my statement to be a lie? No. It is not like that. Before proving me a liar, you should ask both of us whether we asked ourselves what we wanted to do. If you ask, the answer will be no, we did not get time to think. That means neither are we searching for ourselves, nor are we doing anything new in life. Then how will the circumstances change?" Saying this, Pundit Ji left. Salim and the others started laughing, calling Pundit Ji a madman as usual, but Josephine started thinking. One person gestured to Salim and told him about Josephine's condition, and then everyone started laughing. Salim told that whoever hears Pundit Ji's words for the first time considers him to be a great scholar, but gradually it is known that he has gone a little crazy. Josephine agreed with Salim and started drinking tea. 9 to 6 office, 6 to 12 here, where do you get personal time? After drinking half a cup of tea, Josephine asked Salim the question that had just come to her mind. "Madam Josephine, what are you saying?" "I get free by 7 o'clock after putting the newspaper. After that, I have 2 hours. Salim said as if his life was full of comfort. "You also deliver newspapers. So when do you sleep?" Josephine asked, shocked. "So what do I do after I go from here?" "I get full sleep till 4:30, Salim replied casually again. As if everyone else like him slept for only 4 hours. "And I thought I had problems in my life," Josephine said. The happiness that she had got after drinking tasty tea had vanished from her face. Just then 2 new customers came and Salim got busy again. The moon was rising right behind Salim. Looking at the moon, Josephine remembered Salim's dream. "I want to sleep on a moonlit night, as if I never have to wake up again." Then Josephine understood the importance of Salim's insignificant dream. His intention behind sleeping carefree on a moonlit night was to get a full night's sleep. This small wish had not been fulfilled for the past many years. Salim had really become a machine. Josephine became emotional. "So what do you do in your personal time?" Josephine asked, in the hope that Salim must be doing something between 7 and 9, that would fill him with positive energy to work like a machine all day. I study. Without studying, one cannot become a rich man. To keep up with the times, one has to study, Salim said with enthusiasm. This enthusiasm had developed in him after passing the 10th standard. Hearing this, Josephine remembered something. She left the place crying. She remembered that on her last day in the office she had told Salim, "Nothing happens just by talking. If you want to fulfill your dreams, you have to do something." She had said this to a person who works like a machine for 18 hours and studies for 2 hours. Whether Bharatiyas know anything else or not, they do know that children are born for free. This is the reason why people keep having sexual relations and keep producing children on the pretext of lust and lineage. They do not worry about the fact that every child should have a good childhood. They do not even think about what will happen to the children if something happens to them. With the birth of Salim, the family got a son to carry forward the lineage, yet Salim's parents gave birth to 3 daughters. This number could have increased further if Salim's alcoholic father's liver had not been damaged. Always the first child starts maturing before time, but if the first child is a son who does not have the support of his father and has to feed his mother and 3 sisters, he matures much before time. Salim was working from the age of 7. After passing the 1st grade at a government school, he got the job of washing utensils at a dhaba, local restaurant. Although his mother also worked in the kitchen of the same dhaba, after 3 years she got asthma, after which she could not work in a smoky place. She started sweeping and mopping. When Salim was 13 years old, a government officer noticed him. He taught the dhaba owner the law, and the dhaba owner showed Salim the way out of the dhaba. After that, Salim was doing many kinds of jobs. At the age of 15, he understood the importance of education. From then till now, along with earning, he was studying himself and also educating his sisters. 32-year-old Salim had passed class 10. He was confident that he would complete his graduation in the next 8 to 10 years. There is a world of difference between motivation and inspiration. Satan motivates an already rich man and tells him to earn more money. That rich man enters the corporate world and fills that motivation in his managers. The managers fill that motivation in their employees at every level. All of them together make their lives hell by consuming intoxication and make the lives of the common people hell by making them their consumers, so that the already rich owners of the company can get more wealth. All this happens due to motivation. That is, motivation is a negative emotion. Inspiration is a positive emotion. No one can give inspiration. The person takes inspiration himself/herself. Inspiration is connected to the conscience of the person. The same conscience which always talks about the true well-being of the person. That is, inspiration is that emotion that gives courage to the person to get true happiness. About 1.5 years ago, Salim had tried to encourage Josephine directly by speaking to her. Today, Salim had indirectly encouraged Josephine by telling her about himself, and also inspired her to try again. Salim had not given inspiration, but Josephine had taken inspiration from him. Satan keeps giving his slaves a dose of motivation from time to time because without it, people will stop walking on his path. Mother Nature does not need to inspire a person again and again. A person who gets inspired once remains inspired forever. Returning home, Josephine took out her laptop and read the old presentations she had made. She did not find any shortcomings in them. On the contrary, she became happy after reading them. Father saw that the lights in Josephine's bedroom were on for 3 hours, but cigarette smoke did not come out even once. He thought that Josephine had slept after keeping the lights on. When he knocked on the door, Josephine said, "Come in." When Father went inside, he found that Josephine was writing some names in her diary. He saw the same enthusiasm on his daughter's face that he had seen on her face when she was admitted to MBA. "Are you okay?" asked Father. Yes, saying this, something came to Josephine's mind. She went to her father and asked him, Will you feel embarrassed if I show my presentation to the boys whom I have to meet for marriage? Depends on what your purpose is, asked father. I want to practice on them. I have lost confidence. I want to regain my confidence before meeting big people. Josephine said this so simply that father started laughing. It's a great idea. Those stupid people will be useful for some purpose. Saying this, father kept laughing for a long time. If my daughter can forget to smoke a cigarette due to low self-confidence, then I pray that you always remain underconfident. Saying these words, the emotional father said good night to his daughter at 4 o'clock. Only then did Josephine remember that she had not smoked a cigarette since she returned from meeting Salim. She had no idea how this miracle had happened. But in that moment of Brahmacall, Josephine understood that she did not need a cigarette. Nobody knows what came into her mind when she messaged her Brahmin friend that she had returned to the battlefield. Her friend read her message at 9 a.m. and reached to meet her at 11 a.m. Josephine told her the entire incident of last night in detail. Her friend found the words of Pandit Ji more interesting than the happiness she felt for Josephine. He is not a mad person. I am already feeling that his words are true. You wanted to start your own business, Shani came in your Janam Kandali and you lost your job. Her friend said. Pandit Ji also said that if a person does her favorite work, then Shani gives her success. But I did not succeed. Josephine told her the truth. It is possible that when you were about to get success, you stopped trying. Her friend told her assessment. Hearing this, Josephine got into deep thought. What do you want to say? Josephine asked, getting irritated. Just keep trying till you win this time. If Shanidev supports you, it will be a big win. If he doesn't support you, it will be a small win. Just keep trying till you win. Saying this, the friend hugged Josephine tightly. Josephine liked it a lot. After that, Josephine met a total of 4 boys. After talking about this and that, as shortly as the boys asked her what she did, Josephine would take out her laptop and start giving them a presentation. The first 3 boys ran away without looking back, but the 4th boy found her presentation amazing. Mother Nature's thinking is much bigger than that of us humans. She knows exactly which of our work will get accomplished by meeting which person. Mother Nature has to make a lot of arrangements to make us meet the right people. Sometimes it takes time to make these arrangements. We should remember that we have to stick to our wishes. Leave the rest of the work to Mother Nature. The 4th boy whom Josephine met for marriage also wanted to improve his financial condition, but his problem was the same as that of most poor Indians. He was not getting a chance to do anything else because of his job. Hence, he neither had any creative ideas, nor did he have people who had creative ideas. But he had an angel investor. The boy did not see Josephine as his future life partner, but he definitely saw Josephine as his future business partner. In return for introducing her to the investor, he asked for a 10% partnership from Josephine. Josephine got the deal done after consulting her father. That one boy got her a total of 4 angel investors. Despite getting a lot of money, Josephine started with a small office as per her father's advice. Doing sales in other people's companies does not benefit the business person inside you. So whenever you start small so that the business person inside you gets a chance to come to the surface. If you make a profit in a small business, then you are able to take bigger steps. Papa had put all the wealth of his experience in these words and given it to his daughter. 2 partners started their company in a small flat. When it came to hiring employees, Josephine made a list of people she knew, and there were 2 names that surprised her partner. Josephine wanted to include Salim, who had passed 10th standard, in her team for his hard work, and the petrol pump employee Pandit Ji for his blunt personality. Just as she was sure that no one could work harder than Salim, she was also sure that no one could handle a quality team better than Pandit Ji. Josephine offered both of them to work in her team. Salim refused immediately, but Pandit Ji asked for time to think. After a week, Pundit Ji refused, saying, "The movement of the planets indicates that it would be right for me to join your company only after 6 months. Only then, I will be able to help your company grow." Josephine was a little sad to hear this, but she was satisfied that Pundit Ji would join them after 6 months. After refusing Josephine, Pundit Ji met Salim and scolded him a lot. As long as Salim was at the tea stall, Pundit Ji's words seemed crazy to him, but while returning home he understood that no one takes a person who has passed 10th in the sales team. Josephine appreciated his talent. After reaching home, he made up his mind that he would leave the job. The company's rules were not strict for an ordinary peon, so Salim did not face much difficulty in leaving the job. Salim had left his old job with fear, because he did not know whether Josephine would be successful or not. As momentarily as he joined the new job, he started working with full dedication as per his habit. There were minor ups and downs, but Josephine, full of inspiration, kept learning from every difficulty. She kept moving ahead, and also kept taking her company forward. 2 years later, she had not done any big feat, but she had earned so much that she bought the rented flat which they used to call the office. This is the basic difference between motivation and inspiration. Motivation comes like drops of dew, and flies away as shortly as it gets a little heat. Motivation is not permanent. Inspiration is the wind that keeps blowing continuously. Even if there are many obstacles in its way, it finds a way and keeps flowing. Yes, inspiration is permanent. Motivation ends while inspiration keeps increasing with time. 10th pass sales executive Salim's new bosses were so happy with his performance that they even gave him a 1% stake in the company. On the afternoon of the office purchase party, Josephine thanked Salim and ordered him that from now on he would not live a life of machines. He will only study after office. Salim tried a lot, but he could not hide his tears. Josephine could understand his condition, so she left him to his condition and went away. After years, Salim reached his home in the evening. He saw his neighborhood and house in the light of the setting sun after years. He found it all very strange. He kept looking and admiring his neighborhood for a long time. Suddenly his eyes went to the sky. A big moon was visible even during the day. Immediately, the thought came to his mind that how special this moon would look at night. The mother and son had dinner together. After that, the mother proudly called her 3 married daughters and told them the news of her elder brother's promotion. Everyone was very happy. Salim came to the terrace after saying good night to his mother at around 9 o'clock. There were still 2 days left before the full moon, but the moonlight was spread everywhere. Salim quickly set the bed by putting on the mosquito net and lying down to look at the moon. "I am living my dream." Thinking this, he could not sleep for 2 hours. When he fell asleep, he kept sleeping till 7 in the morning. That night he slept very well. By getting inspiration from Salim and making an unknown boy her business partner, Josephine fulfilled her big dream which she had stopped seeing. That girl from an upper-middle-class family had her own company, a company where no one could insult another person, not even a peon. An ordinary employee of a company became a shareholder of a company after getting help from an unknown girl named Josephine. The dream that the boy from a poor family had of becoming rich by doing smart work along with his job was fulfilled. With the help of the same Josephine, Salim became a super sales executive from an ordinary peon. After this, he fulfilled his insignificant dream, which had been incomplete since childhood. Even the most foolish people considered a good person like Pundit Ji as a fool. His eyes had often dreamt that there would be someone who would not stop him from speaking the truth. Because of Josephine, Pundit Ji's dream was also fulfilled, and he got a chance to work in an organization where no one stopped him from speaking the truth. On the contrary, they paid him for speaking the truth. Seeing such an incident, some kind person must have said, "Do good and have good." The end. Please review this story and give a proper rating. Thanks. Global request. Society is going through a strange phase. Everyone is choosing violence to solve every problem. Some begin with verbal violence, and others chose physical violence. Words like forgiveness have remained with the weak. As a result, humans have brought this beautiful earth to the brink of extinction. In such a situation, I had to do something. I have got the qualities of seeking and writing from Mother Nature. So I started exploring and writing. If you have read me, you will understand that my writing is for humanity. I find real, practical, and sure solutions to problems related to life. Then I bring them to you through poetry, story, article, and novel. I mainly write in Hindi, and trying to translate it into English and other languages. Your help will tell me how successful I have been in my cause. I feel that I am going right. If you have been able to relate yourself to my words, then you have probably got so much that you will be able to bring better and positive changes in your life. If you got help and you liked my researches too, then please pray for my welfare. If you want to thank me for financial aid, you can do that too. Because where there is a need for money, only money is required there. Just keep this in mind that help only if you feel like it. Help only according to your capacity. 1 rupee given willingly does wonders, and 1 crore given unwillingly goes to waste. I hope you will definitely respect these words of mine. I request you with folded hands to help financially only when you feel like it and have the capacity. If you feel like repeating it whenever you have the capacity, you can repeat your help. I pray for your true happiness and long prosperous life. You can donate through https://www.patreon.com/deepaksatya. Introduction. Deepak is the soulful Hindi author of more than 18 books to date, January 2024. Deepak wants to give his contribution to society building through his writing. These include 11 novels. Vardhan 1, The Ultimate Boon 2017. Varadana 1, Da Ultimata Boona. Mir Apni 1, SSSHHHH Don't Tell Anyone 2018. Mira Pain 1, Sasasa Danta Tela Enavana. Jiko Sancho -1, Who Will Be the Winner 2018. Jiko Sanka 1, Hu Vila Bai Davanara. Kritavismay 1, Deeds Often Come Back 2018. Kurtavismaya 1, Didsa Ofana Kama Baika. Akir Tak -1, Let's Start the Race 2018. Akira Taka 1, Let's Starta Da Risa. Aazadi 1, Before Marriage 2019. Ajadi 1, By Fora Myrija. Sathi 2019. Sathi. Tarakki 1, Let's Find the Reality 2019. Taraki 1, Let's Affinda Da Reality. Gobar Mohalla 1, Mind Your Feet 2021. Gobara Mohala 1, Mainda Yora Pita. Kritavismay 2, It Ends When You End It 2021. Kurtavismaya 2, Ida Einsa Vena Uainda Ida. Love Ki Ghanti 1, You Can't Decide When It Rings 2024. Lava Ki Ganti 1, You Kanta Decida Vina Ida Ringsa 2024. And 2 short story books. Zindagi Ka Sida Parsaran 1, 2018. Zindagi Ka Sida Prasarana -1. Zindagi Ka Sida Parsaran 2, 2020. Zindagi Ka Sida Prasarana -2. 1 poetry book. Ishq Jiwan Sapni Hakikat or Main 1, 2020. Iska Javana Sapane Hakikata or Amaim. His non-fiction book series is New Logics in the Market, New Logiksa Aina da Marketa that includes 4 books. Safed Kitab, Unfold the Brighter Side 2020. Safeda Kitaba, Anafolda da Bratara Sahida. Kya Aap Nash Ke Bar Mi Ye Jantahain 2019, All Hidden Questions. Kya Aapa Nace Ke Baram Mem Yaha Janate Hayam, Ola Hidanaka Veskansa. Sawada Nasha Mukta, Human Only Live Once 2019. Svata, Nasa Mukti, Hayumana Onali Liva Vansa. Kya Aap Shiksha Ke Bare Mein Yi Janta Hain, Discover Yourself 2020. Kya Aap Shiksha Ke Bare Mein Yaha Janate Hayam, Discover Yourself. Deepak's books and short stories are begun to be translated into English. Do you know this about intoxication? All Hidden Questions 2021. Original work, Kya Apa Naise Ke Baram Mem Yaha Janate Hayam? Ola Hidana Kaveskansa 2019. Verdun 1, The Ultimate Boon 2023. Original work, Varadana 1, Da Ultimata Boona 2017. Do you know this about education? 2023. Original work, Kya Apa Shiksha Ke Bare Mem Yaha Janate Hayam, Discover Yourself 2020. The White Book, Unfold the Brighter Side 2024. Original work, Safeda Kataba, Anafolda da Bratara Sahida 2020. Jiko Soncho1, Who Will Be the Winner 2023. Vastavika Rakana, Jiko Sanka 1, Hu Vila Bai da Vanara 2018. Love Ki Ghanti 1, You Can't Decide When It Rings. 2024. Vastavika Rakana, Lava Ki Ganti 1 You Kanta Decide Vina Ida Ringsa 2024. An Insignificant Dream short story 2023. Original work, Adana Sa Kavaba, Lagu Katha 2019. You Are Mine Only short story 2023. Original work, Tuma Mir Ho Lagu Katha 2019. Deepak's books are begun to be translated into Tamil. Ankaluku Teriyuma? Nanyukitadal Pari 2021. Original work, Kya Apa Naise Ke Baram Mem Yaha Janate Hayam? 2019. You can also read my team's writing. 11 Days of Feb, Hindi poetry book by Sawen Vishvadar. Main Khan Hun, Hindi short novel by Satya Saraj. Alek Jagani Pata Hai, Hindi poetry book by Sawen Vishvadar. Thank you.